Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day this video finds you. And today's video is all about snake wyverns, or the lack thereof, rather, right? So in the lead up to Monster Hunter Wilds, while we were getting the apexes of the regions all kind of revealed to us one by one, Jindahad was last, and upon looking at it, I was like, ooh, I'm really hoping we're gonna get a snake wyvern here, because it's been forever since we've had a snake wyvern. But that is not what we got. We got another Leviathan in Jindahad. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Jindahad, but he's another Leviathan, you know what I'm saying? His belly kind of scrapes across the ground. He's got 4 big limbs. He's a really cool monster, but not the snake wyvern I had hoped to get. Those of you who are newer to the Monster Hunter franchise and maybe started in World may be hearing me say snake wyvern and saying like, what do you mean by that, right? Because that is just how long it's been since we've had a snake wyvern, right? So snake wyvern is an entire class of monster, right? Similar to flying wyvern, leviathan, amphibian, fang beast, it's a class of monster, right? But this class of monster was introduced, I think, in Monster Hunter 4. But we didn't get 4 in the West. We got 4U, and when we got 4U here in the West, it had 2 monsters in the class. That's it. It's a brand new class. So it's similar to how cephalopods are right now, right? Got this brand new class. It's got 2 monsters in it. However, the 2 monsters are Najarala and its subspecies Tidal Najarala, and that's it. So it really is just Najarala. It's low-key just one monster, whereas cephalopods have New Udra and Jewo, right? Has 2 different, right? And if they both get subspecies, suddenly we have 4 monsters in the class, which is cool. That would be cool. So yeah, we only have 2 snake wyverns, and I hear some of you old heads, some of you veterans like me, hey, you're forgetting about one. Dalamadur. And you know what? You're kind of right? Dalamadur is an elder dragon technically, but it's a huge snake that carves mountains, and it's a crazy monster. It's a thing of its own. It's not like a regular monster that just kind of walks around the map like a Najarala, you know what I'm saying? So yes, technically, yes, we could still say there's 2 monsters in Dalamadur, quote unquote, elder dragon, and Najarala. But that's it. That's the entire snake wyvern class. You're welcome for the history lesson on the entire class of monster. Now, that being said, heading into Wilds, I was very excited to perhaps maybe see a new snake wyvern, right? I thought Jindahad was going to be a snake upon first seeing it, but that didn't happen. And upon learning that the devs have figured out the whole belly scrape thing, right? And bringing back Leviathans into the fold with Rise. And now here with Wilds, like they were like, yeah, Balahara was a lot of work, but we managed to make it happen, right? And Balahara is very serpentine and snaky in nature too, which is another thing that led me to believe like, oh, bet we're definitely gonna get new snake wyverns here, you know what I'm saying? Because look at Balahara, this thing is looking hella snake-ish, but nope. It is to a Leviathan, right? So I posed the question like, well, hey man, what's good with a new snake wyvern? Like, I wonder what's making them not make another snake wyvern, right? And Capcom could look at me and say, shut up, we gave you 2 octopus. And I'd be like, you know what, you right. New Udra and Jewo are amazing, and I love fighting them. I've wanted octopus in Monster Hunter for the longest time, so they're like, hey, enjoy your octopus and shut up about the snakes. You're gonna have to wait a little longer. And you know what? That's fair. I'm cool with that too. So while I was thinking about the fact that we don't have any new snake wyverns, I was, kind of pondering like, why? Why might that be, right? Technical difficulties, which I already kind of talked about with them getting Balahara to work, and now Legaia Cruise is finally coming in a title update, so they seem to figure out Legaia Cruise as well, which could be a similar problem with bringing a snake wyvern too, because Najarala is quite a large monster, and it slithers around the environment. You need nice flat spaces in order to make that work. And I'm not a game dev, you know what I'm saying? I'm an armchair game dev. So I was like, maybe there is some technical difficulty that I just don't know about that Capcom has gone through in making this happen. So there's that part. And also I was like, or maybe is it something that like snakes in general aren't that unique? Like even when it comes to real world inspirations, right? Because I was like, I mean, famous snakes, right? Cobra, rattlesnake. Another snake that comes to mind is the sidewinder that lives in the desert and slithers sideways. And like Najarala kind of has a lot of that going on already. When you look at it, like it's got the cobra neck type thing, right? Dalamadur also has some cobra like stuff going on. And then Najarala has the special scales that it spreads around the field and it does the shaking. So that's like rattlesnake inspired right there. And even Tidal Najarala really uses its rattle, quote unquote, and scales in a unique way from base Najarala. I actually opened up my 3DS and played it on the thumbstick. Got my butt whooped, but it does the special bouncing water projectiles off the scale. It's a good time. It's wow. Okay, this is dope. So I was like, man, they kind of got a lot of the super famous snakes all in one with Najarala. So this led me to kind of dive into the rabbit hole a little bit, hit a little Google search. And I found an article about some of the more unique snakes that exist, here in the real world. And man, some of these translate into some awesome monster ideas with things that we already have in the game, And I just want to talk about a couple of them, maybe some ideas for some future snake wyverns we could see. So first up, there's a flying snake, right? There's a snake that exists that like climbs up trees and is really good at like gliding through the air. Even though it's a snake, it becomes like real flat and glides through the air. And I was like, yo, that would be a crazy thing to see, similar to maybe like Diablo's flying back in the Gat, right? Where you look up and you see a snake wyvern slithering through the air, right? Or it's like something like goofy in Monster Hunter, like when you see Rajang jump to another area and you see him just jump off. I could see a flying snake doing something similar like that. Or if we have it in a specific environment, right? When you look at the Windward Plains, there's a lot of areas, all those areas where you can shoot Balahara down from the random cliffs. I'm wondering if we can get a flying snake to climb, to slither up those and then glide its way down as an attack onto certain hunters. So I was like, damn, that's a cool ass idea right there. Najarala don't do that. Like, hell yeah, let's go off of that, Another snake I encountered in this article is the Malagasy leaf nose snake, right? Now this bad boy is an expert in camouflage, right? And camouflage is not something new in Monster Hunter. We have invisible monsters. So boom, we can bring a snake wyvern that does the same kind of invisible shenanigans as Malfestio, Chameleos, and Lucent Nargacuga. Add us a little snake wyvern in there, with the Malagasy leaf nose as inspiration for that, and maybe we've got an invisible snake on our hands that can fit right in with some of the other invisible monsters currently in the cast. Yeah, doesn't that sound cool, right? And then the third and final snake I want to talk about today is the hognose snake, right? Now this snake doesn't actually like bite with its fangs. It actually like does headbutts. Like it does strike like a snake, right? Snake strike. But instead of biting, it does headbutts, and it headbutts its prey to kind of like, make it dizzy, and then, it eats it from there, right? Like insects and stuff like that. Kind of like a hammer user. So, I was like, hey, it's a hammer, bro, just like me, right? But another thing about this hognose snake is that it emits like these pheromones and stuff. And I was like, ooh. So I'm wondering, we can get a snake that's doing the striking and the headbutting, right? But also has holes along the side of its body so that it can emit the pheromones. And in this case, since it's Monster Hunter, it could be stench. We can have another stench monster on our hands and make it pretty strong, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that's an issue that a lot of the stench monsters have, right? Volvidon, Congalala, these are not high tier threats, right? Now we do have Steel Uragan and Celtus Queen that also do stench, that are high level threats. But I'm thinking with this new Snake Wyvern, we can make it maybe even elder level, right? Make it a little big and maybe make it, similar to Uragan, where like it can headbutt the ground and cause some tremors and stuff, while also being able to coil around a group of hunters, maybe 2 or 3 of us at a time, and emit the stench so that we can't heal as well while we struggle to fight this Snake Wyvern. I was like, ooh, man, I'm cooking up with these ideas for a Snake Wyvern, for some Snake Wyverns, just based on this one article alone. So there is no shortage of real life inspiration when it comes to bringing new Snake Wyverns to Monster Hunter that would be unique experiences and not just more Najarala copycats. You feel me? So Yeah, that's gonna be about it for today's video. Just kind of wanted to talk about the Snake Wyvern class and maybe ask and think about why don't we have new Snake Wyverns? Is it technical difficulty, real life inspiration? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about my ideas for a couple new Snake Wyverns to be introduced in Monster Hunter. And it doesn't even have to be for wilds. I just want more snakes in Monster Hunter in general, right? So yeah, you guys are gonna be the best part of this video. I'll reply to each and every comment that hits this video. And as always, people, happy hunting. Peace.